between Baldur's Gate and the libraries of Candlekeep, on your way to discover just what it is you've gotten yourselves mixed up in. On the way there, you got encountered a group of people, one of which was a flying devil. After killing the humans, you ended up chasing and shooting down this fiend and killed him. There was a bit of a kerfuffle by a tree, but eventually you guys made your camp. The night was long and dark, but ultimately uneventful. Morning comes, and with it some light clouds and some drizzle. A wind blowing up from the west. So, are you guys doing anything after having had your long rest?
I'm kind of quiet. I'm still a little miffed that everybody decided to do what they did this time.
I'll go hunting. Why the fuck not?
Okay. Are you
I already hunted. I got some last time. We already have a bunch of food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did just. Didn't you kill a deer last night?
I did.
Then I say
More
we just
food?
get. I say we go on our way and we make some progress towards.
Hey, question: are there any shops on the way there?
No, you're on the road.
Okay.
We're in the wilderness.
Really quick, did we manage to pick up anything off those guys to maybe disguise ourselves so maybe we don't keep getting jumped on the way there?
No, you guys did not loot the bodies. You left them behind.
Oh, we looted the.
Well, you looted them, but you didn't they didn't have
Take
anything
the
worth
clothes.
disguising, I should say.
Yeah, we take the clothes.
Okay, that's fine.
You guys took their valuables, not their clothes.
As it should be.
Yeah, I think we just hit the road. We keep making some progress toward Candlekeep.
All right, you guys head off down the coastway.
So we're just gonna forget I said I wanted to go hunting because that's a single roll. Thanks, guys.
Well, you want to go hunting? Let's go hunting real quick. Make a check.
All right, sure. If you want to go hunting, make a survival check.
No bunnies.
Oh, you see some bunnies. They not only dodge your arrows, one of them grabs an arrow and runs off with it.
That son of a bitch! Well, okay, that was fun.
And then I'm gonna yell at him and be like, dude, you're not me,
Steve.
so let's go.
Steve, you should probably type. You could. It's hard to hear what you're saying. With the
Yeah, it
music,
sounds like country music.
yeah, you can kind of make out what you're saying, but it's hard with the music because the music comes in at the same audio level.
Maybe. Okay. Anything else before we hit the road?
Nope, that'll do, Jack.
All right. Onward, ho.
Now your cat eye just kind of perches himself on your shoulder there,
Uh huh.
and you guys set off south through the. And as you guys go south, 4 more days end up passing. The weather on the coastway gradually worsening, worse and worse as each day goes on. As you're approaching near the end of the 4th day, dark clouds are releasing heavy rain. The road is running thick with mud. You occasionally pass by some merchants, covered wagons and the like. They are kind of you see that there's some hired guards with them. But once they see that you're not obvious bandits, they kind of just move along. No one really stops to talk to you. On the morning of the 5th day, the rain does subside, though dark clouds remain overhead. Ahead, you see a path branch from the wider road, heading towards the sea. A raven perches on the leaning post, bearing 2 signs that point like arms towards the west. One says, "The Way of the Lion." The other says, "Candlekeep."
Did you say Way of the Line or Way of the Lion?
Lion, as in the animal.
Ooh. That makes it more interesting. But I feel like we're probably just going to go, right?
I would assume the goal is to get to Candlekeep.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty much right there.
Mm-hmm. We probably didn't level up in those 4 days.
No, nothing really much happened. You just traveled.
Yeah, I think we keep heading towards Candlekeep if everybody's good with that.
All right, you keep heading towards Candlekeep. You know, the afternoon sun shines through the clouds to illuminate the gray walls and pale spires of a time-worn fortress that stands majestically atop a rocky promontory overlooking the sea. The trail you're on seems to be running right to it. And for reference, here's a picture of what you are approaching on the road.
Oh! I tear up as we approach. Are those dragons or wyverns?
Make a let's call that a animal handling check.
That's definitely a griffin, bro.
I got a +2.
Enhance.
Yeah,
I'll take a 17.
yeah,
Enhance.
those are griffins.
Wow.
And you kind of look at them, you notice that they appear to have like saddles and such strapped to them.
Are there people on them?
You don't currently see any people on them. It looks like they are being grazed, as it were.
Can I maybe like whistle at one to see if I can get one to come down?
Sure, you start whistling. They keep flying overhead.
Fair enough. All right. 10 feet. So where? I don't remember where were we headed specifically. In anybody?
Alright, what's the rundown?
Why are we going to Candlekeep?
Yeah.
The puzzle box thing, I thought. Or something along the lines.
Do I remember why we were looking, who we were looking for specifically, or is it just Candlekeep itself? I'm trying to remember the details. I'm trying to look through my notes. I don't see it.
Just so you guys know, I'm usually the one that takes notes, but I'm intentionally not because I already know how to do that.
What?
No, I don't actually have any notes taken down, Steven.
Okay. So can we maybe head to a... So Candlekeep's a lot bigger than Baldur's Gate, right?
No, it's a lot smaller.
Oh.
Basically, imagine a really, really, really big library.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a combination library, fortress, and research laboratory.
Okay. Can we head maybe... Can we ask around to see if we can find, I don't know, just someone that could give us some directions towards said laboratory or...
Well,
like,
who sent
a
us?
scientist? The Flaming Fist.
Okay, who?
What's her name? Not the captain that we originally dealt with, but his...
Portier.
Portier, yeah.
Okay, so let's go in. Say we've sent on a mission by Portier to learn more about this puzzle box. We'll start with that, and then we'll wing it. As long as you guys keep up a good distractive front, I can keep stealing stuff. It's all good.
So we have little like certificates or like notes or something like from Portier,
Yes,
right?
we have letters
saying,
of
like,
marks. Yes,
but
we
do
have
they
letters
say
of marks.
anything? Do they say anything specific about what we're doing, or does it basically just say, "Hey,
No, it's a
I'm
free pass.
Portier, they're
Kind of.
cool"?
They're like badges essentially. They're like deputy badges. They don't really have
Okay.
a "this is your mission, you're doing this" written on it or anything like that. It's
What
just
what Liara
the
Portier gave you were letters of safe passage around Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
she was giving it around Baldur's Gate. I thought she was giving us something as just
well,
as like
those would still have enough of to say what we're doing. We're here with her orders. Basically, she sent us, and that
Okay.
would be enough evidence for them to okay, it looks legit. These guys are
Gotcha.
actually here on a mission trying to figure this thing out.
Okay. Then yeah, right. Let's see if I can, or if we can find anyone who might be able to give us direction.
We don't have backup, but
Mhm.
I mean, technically, we're still working for the Flaming Fish. She sent us. She gave us the horses.
Alright,
And
you
the
want to try
donkey.
to open the puzzle box before we continue?
Last time he did that, he almost died.
I have more health this time,
Oh, that's true.
and the full health bar.
But remember, underrolled really poorly on the dice. Is the only reason you're still alive.
True. Did it make me dumber too for a little bit? I forget.
You were already drunk.
Oh yeah, I was drinking. That's what it was. That's where the shenanigans afoot came from.
Okay, so I guess if we're not already in, we head towards.
No, you're on the road. You're like a quarter mile away.
Oh, okay.
You like come around a bend, and here's this majestic fortress on the like a cliff overlooking the sea.
Gotcha. Then yeah, I
He's
think we just
basically
head towards
asking us
the.
preemptively what we're going to do once we get there, so that
I guess
he can
just
plan around it.
walk in the
Because
front
in all
gate.
reality, we could just charge right up, swords drawn. That's an option too.
It is an option. It is jumping off the cliff is also an option, but it doesn't mean we should. It doesn't mean we should do that.
Exactly.
Should
why he
we? Should we ask one of like the gate guards, or should we maybe look a little further in?
Do we
in
see
town
guards
to
at the
find-
gate? Under,
So-
are there guards
sorry,
at the
say
gate
again?
from the outside? As we're approaching, do we see guards standing afoot at the gate?
Yes, you can see 3 people that appear to be dressed in robes standing at the gate. The portcullis is down.
All right. So who grabbed that book? Is that Merxius or Steve?
It was Mus. You got it from
so Merxius isn't here
Berga.
right now, but he's the one that has the book that we need to get in. So I'll pickpocket Merxius and take the book. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sure, given that he wouldn't mind you guys using it, it's kind of important.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
sort
think
of
we
the
should.
key.
I think we should just wait. I think we should just wait until. Yeah. So I guess we present the book, and we're like,
Okay.
"Hey,
So you start.
Perfect timing, Merxius.
Yeah. So you walk towards the gate of Candle Keep, and at the gate you are greeted by 3 monks in purple robes, a human,
My
a
people.
dwarf, and an elf. Around their necks, you can see hanging holy symbols of Denir, the god of writing. The elf addresses you as you approach, saying, "Welcome to Candlekeep. A gift is required from those seeking admittance. You must donate a book or scroll that isn't already in the library's archives. Please present your gift for inspection."
That's on you, Merxius.
Mercius."
You have the book.
Same here. Good thing I got here. I step forward, a little groggy from what I assume was a sleep and a walk, and hand over the book that we were given by the guard captain. Say, this is from the city of Baldur's Gate, and they send their blessings and hope you're doing well in these trying times.
Okay, yeah. The monks take the book from you. You can see the lettering on it, naming the book as Apocalypto. And they begin discussing amongst themselves over this book.
The Mel Gibson classic.
There we go.
You nod. The elf turns to you and says, this will make a fine addition to our collection. Please, you are welcome to enter. And he kind of stands aside, kind of sweeping his arm towards the portcullis, which you guys hear begin raising up from some hidden mechanism inside. You can't see it.
Some clicks and clacks.
Yep, and ahead of you, you can see a large gravel courtyard. Across opposite from the courtyard, you can see another gatehouse. Along the northern wall, you can see several towers, some people in robes kind of walking to and from them. To the south, you can see some low-hanging buildings, one of which looks to be an inn. A shingle hanging out above it says The Hearth.
Perfect.
Should we try to just... Oops, sorry, go ahead.
As you guys walk in, the dwarf does turn to you and says, I can see from your armaments that you are an adventuring type. You should be warned that should you cause trouble here in Candlekeep, we are more than capable of defending ourselves.
Don't worry, we're super...
Yeah, I really like those pencils around your necks. Did we already express our sidebar? Did we already express our intentions for being here, other than just asking?
They
No,
did not
you
ask
just
your
missed
intentions.
You did not. You just missed that conversation. We discussed finding somebody and all that, but that hasn't happened yet. We just walked up the gate as you joined, so perfect timing, like I said.
Yeah.
Well, I know why we're here, but I meant, did we tell the monks why we're here, or
Nope.
does that seem super suspicious for, then back in?
Do you want to remind us why we're here? Because some of us were a little foggy.
We're here to see the person that runs Candlekeep. We're basically here to get more information about Zariel, this puzzle box I've got, and really how we can stop this demonic uprising.
Gotcha. Okay, that's about what we thought, yeah.
So it may be, like I kind of silently, quietly, I was like, should we tell them while we're here? It might be worth it.
That's what we were talking about. Do you think we should ask them, or do you think we should head a little more into the city and maybe head kind of more, I don't know, like downtown or like towards the square? I'm game for either. I was just wondering what you thought.
Do we know anything about Candlekeep? Like, is it just a keep and a monastery with some?
So Under just described it to us as basically a large library / research lab / fortress.
Right. Yes, I mean, do you think
For
they
reference,
have?
this
Are
is
we looking for like a
Candlekeep.
place? Yeah. Oh, a picture. I was like, yeah, we. Are we here for like? Are y'all talking about going shopping? Is that what?
No,
Well, I
just
guess
maybe getting
we're
like
not talking about it.
just maybe getting a room for the night.
I'm already at the bar drinking.
Okay. Then yeah, let's
Did we
maybe
not-
just get a room for tonight at least, and then or we're still at the gate,
Yeah.
right? Or
Underdark, what time of day is it?
It is mid-afternoon.
Mid-afternoon. Okay, so it's pretty much time to get a room for a night. We'd spent 8 hours traveling.
Yes, it is. It is. It would not be unreasonable to get a room for the night and then hit the books early in the morning.
I'm game for that.
I'm game.
Oh, so
You're
did we not
gay.
take a long rest? Did we just? Is this the same
It's
day?
been
that we
4
set
days.
up?
No, this is 4 days later. We are 4 days later. Nothing happened in the 4
You've
days.
had 4 long rests.
Yeah. So
Just
you should
nothing
have
happened on the
quadruple.
way in, so I
Yeah,
just
you
kind
should
of
have-
skipped through it.
You should have
No one
quadruple
runs
your
a
normal.
party. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you should have 4 times your normal health.
Well, then let's take this fucking keep, boy. No. Yeah, I mean, shit. I say let's take the rest of the day to kind of just get a feel. Like just maybe we might be able to do some research here on our own. See if there's
Yeah.
a. I turn to the. Is the guard still there? Or did he fuck off?
Well, as you guys kind of walk into the courtyard, they kind of close the gate behind you, and in front of you is a portly dwarf, kind of middle-aged looking, in the same purple robes. And he's kind of standing there and says, "Welcome, I am Garlith, a scribe here at Candlekeep, and an adjunct that can help you find what you need. This area of Candlekeep," and he kind of sweeps his hands, points to the north, kind of saying, "The areas to the north are towers full of dormitories and sleeping quarters for people who need areas to do that. To the south is, of course, the inn and the bar, the hearth. People enjoy each other's company and a good meal there. Beyond," and he points behind him towards the gate where you can actually see that it looks like there's a magically enforced, reinforced gate there. It says, "That is the entrance to Candlekeep proper. Typically, visitors are not allowed. If you need books or such, please let me know and I can arrange to have them brought out to you."
So when you
Thank
say
you so much. Is there a like a checkout system as far as these books go, or
We keep
Yeah,
track
how
of
many?
them. You may not take the books from Candlekeep, but you can certainly check them out and do what research you need here in this courtyard. Points to
should
the
we?
towers there, the reading rooms and the like.
Can I whisper? Who's Ira or Mercy?
What was the question?
Who has the puzzle?
Me, Mercy.
Can I just kind of whisper to Mercy real quick? Do you think we should just show him the puzzle box? Like, can I ask him what kind of books we would need regarding this, or is that just? Are we just going to deal with all that tomorrow?
I don't recommend you show this to anybody but the person we came to. We're dealing with hell right now, and they're very crafty. I wouldn't trust anybody at face value, and only take out something that is this important when we have.
Okay, fair enough. Set a check. That place on the
That's
far
how I
right
feel
looks
about it.
okay. So if we're not really doing anything else for the day, maybe we should go play beach volleyball on that place on the right. Looks like a nice sandy area. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we're gonna have a Top Gun montage.
Hell yeah!
I love that.
His shit.
Well, I'm so. Was this guy's name? Was it Garthunk?
Gareth.
Gareth?
Garleith. Or
Damn.
Garleith. Sorry.
Like
Garlic.
garlic.
Party on, Garlic. I turn to the gentleman and say, I would certainly be interested in reading about some of your tomes. A collection of knowledge as vast as this has to be, one of the greatest treasures around. And what would be the process? You said I'll need to put in an order with you, and then wait in the reading rooms and keep them there.
Yes, if there is a tome or treatise you'd like me to have pulled from the library, we can send runners to fetch it, and you can read it there in the reading rooms to the north. They have magically enforced silences in there so that you will not be easily disturbed.
Do we need to know the name of a specific book, or can we kind of tell you what we're looking for, and you maybe give us some options?
You do not need to know the specific title you are searching for if you are indeed trying to do some more generalized research. However, we do not exactly have an index here.
Okay. Do you guys mind if I maybe go into one of those reading rooms and see if I can find any books about Andrew, or the shield of the Hidden Lord, and maybe see if I can find any more information, just for tonight.
Don't. Are you asking us this?
I'm asking you guys this, yeah. Or do you think that's like a bad idea?
I'll
I
ask
think you
Markham.
should definitely. You should definitely do some reading, but don't tell this guy you have that shield thing.
Okay.
Like, don't tell them you have a demonic relic. With all due respect, Andrew. But no, yeah, absolutely. I was going to ask about. Yes, I turn to God and say, do you have?
If this is for me, I got this.
No, I'm
Okay.
I'm talking about me right now. Do you have any books that would have any detailed knowledge on the past events with El Terrell and the fall of Zariel?
I can fetch you I can have fetched for you a general history.
Is there anything specific about the Hell Riders that fought with her and kind of those events, the events of her fall from grace?
I can be sure that the history includes that, yes.
That would be very, very grateful. And there doesn't happen to be anything that, to your knowledge on just like any magical cursed items or anything like that, any kind of legend, lore, any kind of that. Do you have what kind of books do y'all typically have here? Is it a compendium of history or
We have all
Everything.
kinds of books. We have books of history, books of magic, cooking, smithing.
Is this like a 24-hour type, like a 7-Eleven type thing, or is this like 8 to 8 you're open and then you close for the rest of the day? How late are we allowed to read these books in the reading rooms? I don't want to keep you away from your family or what you have going on.
Well, that's very considerate of you. However, the runners work in shifts, and I doubt you will need me the entire time you are reading a book, so I will be able to get rest here and there.
But if I needed to stay up, late into the night, that would be okay?
That is certainly all right with us.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so nice of you.
I would caution you, however, that knowledge, while important and powerful, is no substitute for food, and you cannot subsist on knowledge alone.
Very wise. I, too, am a monk, so I concur.
would anyone else like any do any research, any reading? Maybe some of the smarter ones among us look at our era.
Ouch.
Nope.
But I think Ira wants to get,
I'm talking about me. I'm dumb as a bag of rocks. I'm just super curious.
I think Ira wants to drink, but
All right. Yeah, that's.
I think we should
that
go
is
get
a good
food.
point.
Maybe
we'll be fresher in the morning. Garly, can I put in an order for those books first thing in the morning? Can meet you at first dawn over here and do start my reading.
Certainly.
Thank you. We're most grateful. By the way, I don't know if we ever introduced ourselves. My name is Merzius. We have our group here. I introduce everybody, and we've come from Baldur's Gate, and I'm absolutely in awe of your hospitality and the. I've never seen a place like this.
It is one of the unique gems of Faerun.
Again, sir. I think, we will take our leave now.
So you guys are heading for the inn?
Leave, so.
Alright, yeah, you guys turn and start walking towards the inn. You realize Ira looks to be basically at the door to the inn already, opening it. Like he's kind of wandered off towards the inn while you guys were chatting up the dwarf. And Ira, as you walk into the inn, you see the pub has a low ceiling supported by massive wooden crossbeams and narrow shuttered windows. A large fire pit in the middle of the room is surrounded by a half-dozen tables and matching benches. As your eyes adjust to the gloom, you can make out 30 people dining here. Sorry, no, it has capacity for 30 people, and about a dozen are currently occupying it. A fat man, kind of dressed like a barkeep, kind of is wiping down the bar. One patron in particular, however, Ira, does stand out to you. He's over in the corner, and you see this large ogre. Kind of got a half barrel of some drink in one hand, and in the other he's got a book. And you can see the title of the book kind of glittering in the light, and it appears to be titled "The Sum of Theology."
Huh.
Does that book mean anything to you, Merce?
Saw it. We caught up.
Ira, are you? Yeah, Ira, you're at. I described the pub to you. Ah. Okay, well, I described the pub to you, Ira. I wanted to know if there was anything you were doing before the rest of the party caught up.
Peeing off his back porch.
Okay. Yeah, you go and you buy around for the party. Yeah, party walks in, sees the pub in much the same way I described it. The group of you walking in, attracts a little more attention than just Ira did. That everyone kind of looks up, but just quietly goes back to either the conversation or the books that they have with them. And you see Ira plop down a couple of gold coins and buys everyone around.
Thank you, Ira.
Thank you, Mommy Ira.
Thanks, dog.
Royce says, he says, thanks, Mom. I mean, Ira. Shit.
Mighty kind of. This is definitely well needed. That was a drudge and travel.
So is it just us, or are we all at like a table, or are we at like the bar top?
It's up to you. There's enough room at tables for all of you, or you could all be at the bar.
I think we should go grab a table and maybe kind of plan about who's going to get what books and what we kind of feel like we might need to be researched. And I kind of would rather do that if there's a little bit more of an isolated table where people probably can't overhear us. That'd be nice.
Make a perception check.
Alrighty. I will take an 18.
All right, yeah. Yeah, and in one of the corners, just like this little pillar kind of holding up part of the roof there. And, provides you a bit of cover, but also kind of set apart from, a good portion of the, tap room there. Giving you, not an immense amount of privacy, but you're not right on top of people.
Sweet. I grab Tortuga's hand, and I lead him and hopefully the rest of the people over.
And they let us keep all our equipment, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
They just cautioned you not to start trouble.
Yeah, well, I guess I would actually like to say retroactively, because I had planned to do it when we got done with that long rest 2 weeks ago. I would have given Franklin's great axe, the silver great axe, back or over to.
Okay.
we had asked for it at the end of that session. Say, you deserve to have this memento of your brother, and you served him well, hopefully as well. But,
Kira,
so
that
you have a great axe, player.
player,
If you-
play on, player. Okay, so is everybody cool with sitting at that table?
Yeah.
I thought we were there. Let's get.
All right, let's talk this out. Let's start with Ira. What kind of books are you thinking of? Sorry, if Ira's not here yet. We'll start with Elron then. So Elron, what kind of books are you thinking about checking out? What are you maybe curious about, or what do you think that we should? What are you thinking, Elron? What are you?
Personally,
Not necessarily just personally in terms of what you, Elron, are interested in, but like mission-wise, like any ideas coming to mind about any specific names or ideas that you think might help us?
I think it'd be a really good idea to get a book on devils.
That makes sense. But any specific thing about devils, or just kind of a general history of devils? Because I feel like we have a general idea.
This is
of
kind of go off
devils.
of what Verse is already going towards with the Eltro deal.
Okay.
I could look into the musical
I'm-
side of the song we heard at Elf Song when the tune was different. You recall that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Remember, Elf Song Tavern plays the same song every single time. That one time, it didn't.
I think that would be great. Someone should also be looking at, because I'm reading about this fallen angel we know about and kind of battle situation. Someone needs to be reading up
Mhm.
on Avernus, that first plane of hell, because that's where
That's a
she
good idea.
rules. And I have a feeling that we'll have to go there. It does to stop all this. If we can't fix it up here,
Do you want to do that, Elron, or did you have?
would you like to look up?
Or did you want to focus more about this?
Devil? Listen to some
Um,
Tenacious D albums.
yeah, I'm listening to Tenacious D albums, but Avernus, that sounds like a really like a cleric thing to do. Steven.
He's singing along to country music right now, but
Okay.
What's this?
Magic will look
yeah,
it up
what's
then.
this?
Nope. I'm looking at
Um,
other things.
what's this song that you were talking about?
Okay, so we were at Elf Song Tavern. Mute your mic. And there's always that classic elf song that plays. You know what I mean? That everyone goes there for. And it's beautiful. Everyone loves it. And then when Eltro fell, or something related to that time period of us first being in the city, the song changed, and the lyrics were very important. And I do not recall that.
Was this out of character? Was this one of the sessions I wasn't present for?
It could have been.
Was this before your first TPK?
No.
I don't remember ever hearing about this.
But I don't either. I think this is even before I joined.
I think you just had a dream. Holy crap, Steve is really, really. Nope, I joined after that session, so yeah, before the TPK. Oh, great. So, yeah. So, all right. So that doesn't sound helpful at all, Elron. But you know,
I'll
that's
look up some music shit. You guys
you're
can look
looking
at
up. You're looking up the lyric genius version of the book I'm gonna read.
Yep. Songs are better.
You don't have to read a book, man. What is your plan for tomorrow? Well, because we need to get as much accomplished in as little time as possible here. I really don't want to spend a ton of time. We need to go see Sarasriel, I think is how I pronounce it. I really scribble it. And figure out our next course of action. But I'd like to at least get some reading done in the morning. If you have any, you want to go scope it out. Maybe, do you want to go ask around here tomorrow while we're doing that in the morning? Talk to some people, maybe figure out where she is, and
Yeah, I can go look for her.
anything about her.
You send me or type the name in. Terrestrial. Okay.
Okay, so Elon, you're good on what you're doing.
Yep. Looking for info and or the person. Terrestrial.
Be the face. You're the bard. Go flirt with people. Find information out. Be the Bradley Cooper to our B.A. Baracus.
Boom, bat. All right.
Ira, do you know what you're gonna be reading or looking for?
Well, I'd say also all of us don't have to I don't recommend everybody go read books tomorrow. I want to find this shit out because I feel like we are woefully ignorant and unprepared for
That's fair.
what we're.
I definitely want to read a book there. I definitely want to go get a book there. So
I recommend you do some research. By the way, is Andrew I don't know, present and cool with you?
Say that again.
I don't know. But yeah, see if you can find, because Andrew can't be the only powerful relic.
Demon, yeah.
Well, just a powerful relic from that shit. He also might know of more, but I think see if you can do some research on that. See, we need some powerful.
Yeah.
Or maybe
can I
ways
can I ask? Yeah, actually, can I just ask Andrew real quick? Can I just say, hey Andrew, do you know of any other devils like you that were trapped or imprisoned the way that you were, or were you kind of the first one that this happened to, or do you know of any others that had this happen to them?
Unfortunately, I do not. And your companion is wise to urge caution about revealing the nature of the shield to people.
I did not I didn't plan on telling people that you were with me. I got some ideas.
Repositories of knowledge and power, such as we find ourselves here, are rare. And they are rare because they tend to hoard their knowledge and their power.
Yeah.
Beware of gifts offered freely.
They're
it wasn't free. We gave them a book.
Guys, we're in a monastery of Indiana Joneses right now. Be careful.
Okay. So, does anybody else have anything that they want to just?
I'd like to look for some place or someone who can imbue our weapons with magic. That's my plan for tomorrow. Look around for that.
We can't afford that, and that would be a long out of character. It's usually a long ass process. We have to wait or something.
Yeah, I mean, I can do it, but I already have 2, and that's all I'm allowed to have. So I don't think I can. I can't do it until I level up again. I was going to say I'd like to look up a book on, or get a book, or get my hands and study a book on what is it? The Goggles of Night Sight. So some of the I'd like to read up on some of the stuff I can, make magical, so I can, have this. When I have the stuff to do it, I can go ahead and do it with people. A book of infusions for artificer.
Okay, cool.
Wonder, is there any way I could be like, kind of like keeping an eye out, see if there's anyone paying too much attention in particular to our party?
You can make a perception check.
Well, yeah, might as well. Ba-dum-bum. All right, where's my? Oh, damn.
And simultaneously, can I just casually pop a divine sense?
Yes. All right, Elron. Yeah, you don't see anyone. No one seems to be paying particular attention to a group of people who sat down and were talking quietly amongst themselves. When you pop your divine sense, Merzius, nothing pings in range outside of the usual, like the parties. That shield and such.
It's like when you get to detect magic and it's just like wearing night vision goggles of the day. It's like, all right. Cool. Yeah, I say nothing divine or demonic, nothing new in the area. So at least we're not being followed by imps
Yeah.
or, inside of a giant beholder. Not beholder, sorry.
Yeah, that would suck.
These tables
Okay.
are squishy. I'd like
We're at a
to
table.
down those, order another round from the barkeep can for everybody.
Okay.
After this last round, I think I'm gonna call it a night and head up to the room.
Same.
Can I perform or no?
Sorry,
What?
say again?
Does this seem like a place that would be okay if I perform music in? I could ask the bartender.
Okay, you go up to the barkeep, and I kind of says, and yeah, he turns. He's like, what can I do you for?
I was wondering if I could perform on my lute here for the crowd. That'd be all right.
He kind of looks around. He's like, tonight's kind of a quiet night. I think we would prefer a more solemn atmosphere. No music tonight.
All right. Understandable.
Hit him with the Gregorian chanting.
I'll continue back to the party.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I'm good for the night. I'm gonna hit the hay so I can get an early start tomorrow.
Same.
Head into the adjoining building, the House of Rest. There are nice, comfortable rooms available for everyone.
Merce, I think Elron and Ira are searching around for Sarasriel while we're doing reading.
Right, but I don't recommend. I think we should meet with her together
As a
we're
group.
just looking for.
Yeah, I would prefer. Yeah, if y'all can be just finding out where she is, so we have that. That's great. But I mean, we should all go together as a group. And at least some of us are going to be reading books and shit. And all right, great. So didn't answer my. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Y'all do what the fuck you want. Should we meet here at midday? Back at the end, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Awesome.
All right, team on three, team on me. 1, 2, 3, team. Should we? I don't. When we get up to the, is everybody coming up to the room, or are some people staying by?
There's only 3 of us on mic.
Then before we go upstairs, I just kind of ask the party: do we feel safe enough here to just go to sleep, or should we maybe do shifts?
I feel safe enough for sleep. Everybody sleep.
Okay, I feel pretty. Okay, then yeah, I'm gonna head upstairs and go to sleep.
Okay.
We're the safest we've been in the past 5 days for sure. So
Yeah.
you got it.
Okay. So you guys go to sleep. Is anybody doing anything in the middle of the night, or is you just sleeping all the way through?
I think I'm just sleeping.
Yeah.
I was gonna cast alarm before I went to sleep, just on my room.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like the size of the room. I think is what it can be. I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't have anything pulled up for it right now.
Wire around the and stuff.
Aw. Night to you too, Ira.
How's Sophie? Sophia?
Okay.
Regard?
By the way, I take that wink the total wrong way. I think that Ira was trying to hit on me, but I'm not into Ira at all. She's way too tall for me. I'm into chicks that are shorter.
All right.
You know your character just think that.
So you guys go to sleep. Nothing happens in the night. You are undisturbed and wake unmolested.
You gotta look at your Royce.
I give everyone a little kiss on the cheek before I take off, and I head towards the library.
Okay.
Same. Yeah.
So,
Grab some coffee and English breakfast and head out that way.
oh yeah, there's breakfast available at the hearth. The fire's still going in the center of the room. Only a couple people though awake down there. One of which is that ogre, still reading a book. He appears to be munching on a haunch of some type of meat as a breakfast.
Does he look friendly or mean?
He doesn't appear to have any weapon and is dressed in fine clothes. He just seems to be eating breakfast while reading a book. You can make an insight check if you want to figure out, like, does he look approachable?
Can I do that?
Yeah, make an insight check.
He's an ogre? I missed that.
Yeah, he's a
Yes.
full-sized ogre. And he doesn't, like the way he's kind of, like, nodded or said good morning to a couple of, like, the monks and such around that are also eating breakfast, he appears to be at least somewhat personable.
I'd like to approach him before we leave then.
He's reading a book. That's enough to say that he's unique among his kind. Is he like wearing clothes and stuff, or does he look like the infraggable Kronk from the Justice Pals and Dexter's Laboratory?
You hear ogre,
like
and you go to Dexter's Laboratory and not Shrek?
Well, no, yeah, because I think of like a massive, like The Thing, but with like a suit, like a button-up shirt with a tie and glasses.
The kind of ogres you're used to seeing are ogres like this.
Yeah.
That's an ogre. But he, this guy sitting there, is dressed in obviously larger than normal, like traveling clothes. He, the only real adornment he seems to be wearing is like this kind of golden circlet or necklace or something on his brow. You can see like a little pendant kind of resting at the bridge of his nose. So who's approaching him?
I am.
All right, yeah, you approach him, and he looks up at you and says, "Oh, good morning. You are a fresh face here."
Good morning to you as well. My name is Royce. I'm new in town, and I was wondering if I could just... I didn't want to interrupt. You can say no if you'd like, but I was just wondering if I could pick your brain for...
Well, I am called a Little One, and please, he gestures to the seat, be my guest. It's always interesting to meet new people. As you can well imagine, I sometimes have trouble meeting new people. They tend to run away from me.
Well, I think you look very nice.
Thank you. I am quite proud of the fact that I can dress this way. Here, the tailors here are quite skilled.
It feels like everybody I've met here seems pretty skilled.
Oh, they are. They are indeed.
But yeah, so I noticed you were reading. Do you mind if I ask what you're reading?
This is called The Sum of Theology by Saint Vithera. It is more or less a treatise of the core beliefs of priests of Agma, the god of knowledge.
Oh, interesting. Well, we're actually headed towards the library ourselves today to check out some books. I was just wondering if that's something you'd done before, or are you from Candlekeep?
No, I was not born here. I came here after, well, let's just say that I felt compelled to seek out a better life for myself than what I may have had before. And I found my way here, and the monks, so long as you are polite to them, they do not care what form you take.
I think that's very brave of you to go out like that on your own.
Indeed. Though it does seem you are new here and not quite sure how things work.
Very new. Do you have any advice?
Hey,
Yeah?
under,
Mhm.
under, from the doorway, can I just quickly, under my breath, cast detect
Detect what?
magic? Detect magic.
Okay. Yeah, you can cast Detect Magic.
All right.
So
How
you
does
cast
that
Detect
crown
Magic.
look?
That crown is definitely magical, as is the ground you are walking on.
What are the schools of magic?
The ground appears to be strongly imbued with abjuration magic. The headband is transmutive.
So he's not truly.
Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah, nobody else knows this, but that's
So the way that you tell me that it's pretty obvious that I'm new here, it sounds like I might be making some faux pas or something like that. Seem like we're being impolite or?
Oh, nonsense, nonsense. You're not being impolite. You're simply ignorant. The sages here will simply politely turn you away. The Emerald Door, that is, the entrance to the inner ward and the repositories of all of the books. Only the avowed and those with special permission are permitted past that door into the inner keep. The rest of us are free to ask the seekers to pull books and tomes and scrolls and treatises and kind of gestures this book, such as this one, and they will fetch it from the library for you. And you are free to read and study it, and then return it to the library.
Oh, so you don't have to go to a special reading room and just get around.
No, you may, once they've, you may use the book anywhere in Candlekeep.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're not allowed inside the library?
As I said, only the avowed are allowed in there.
You said something about people with special privileges as well. Is there a way to gain access to that, to the library itself, or
Well,
is it just pretty much hands off?
Well, there are 10 people who can grant you access. The Keeper of Tomes, the First Reader, or one of the 8 Great Readers. Generally speaking, if you were to attempt to ask for this dispensation, you would contact one of them. Just handing a letter to a seeker and asking them to pass it along would be sufficient, and giving your reasons why you need access to the library.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your morning to talk to me about this.
Oh, not to worry, not to worry. I like meeting new people. Feel free to stop by any time.
I very much appreciate that. I hope you have a good rest of your day.
To you as well.
Yeah, and then I guess I just kind of go back and I tell Mercius real quick what we talked about, and I guess go to look for a seeker to get the books we need.
sounds like that's how we'll probably have to get to Sirazriel.
Inside the library? That's what I was thinking too, yeah.
I assume she's in the the inner keep.
Hmm.
That would make the most sense. So we'll see what the guys find out. Most likely we'll have to obtain permission. So,
Do you think we should ask one of the Seekers if Sarasriel is inside of the Inner Sanctum or the library or whatever it was called? Or do you think we should be more secret?
I'll probably float it by Garth.
Garth.
I'll float it by Garth. Because we've got to get into Seer, and he's the only contact we have as of right now.
It sounded like we needed to write a letter. Should we maybe write a letter to pass along to one of those 10 people, just explaining that we need to meet Sarasriel? Talk to her.
I'll ask him about that, because maybe we can get one to her through him, and just beseech her counsel.
Okay.
Coming from the current leader of the Flaming Fist and Baldur's Gate, and
Yeah.
I think,
Okay. Yeah, that works for me.
I think it'll intrigue her enough. So yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go find a Seeker.
Oh, you're coming too, right? Magic?
Oh yeah, Vagic and Tortuga, I think.
Yeah, I was going to try to find magical weapons, but yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Take too long. So.
But so I think it's you, me, Tortuga.
Why don't you see if you can read up on some of those magical weapons, Vagic?
Yeah.
Or is that what you're doing, Royce? I don't.
No, I'm looking more along like demonic, I guess.
Do you want to read up on? Well, I meant powerful relics. So we need to be looking up. We need someone to look up powerful relics. We need someone to look up the Plane of Avernus, and someone to look up Zariel and her fall from grace. That.
Yeah, I'm on magic.
Might all be in this. So, Vagic, which one of the other two do you want?
I'll do Avernus.
Okay.
All right, bet.
The Seeker.
Share info later.
Yes.
I guess I'll be reading with Royce then. Or, I'm be reading
You're
my
looking
own
up ways to advance your own studies, right?
Yeah.
We're looking for places like relics to find. I thought you were looking up ways to create new magical items, or I don't know how your stuff works. No offense.
Okay. Well, you guys step outside, and in the courtyard, you can see that same dwarf with the purple robes. Garlith. He sees you, kind of waves over at you, and says, good morning, good morning. I trust you all had a restful sleep.
Hey, old Garlith, it's the best one we've had in a week. You have wonderful places here. There was a fascinating ogre gentleman reading in that tavern.
Oh, you meant little one. Yes, he's been here for several years now.
What? How have you? Sorry, go on.
No, I was simply about to say that he was quite friendly.
Yeah. Have you ever seen or heard of an ogre like that? Like I've only known them to destroy things.
I can safely tell you that I have never met another ogre like Little One in my life. Unfortunately, anything more about his past would be rather up to him to tell you. It's not my place to say.
I completely respect that. It was absolutely fascinating, but I didn't want to ruin his morning by just bombarding him with a million questions. But very, very respectful guy. That is But it's always nice to have an ogre on your side, but even more than that, that's think
It's
of
also nice.
the advancements for their race. Anyway,
It's also nice.
go on, Royce.
I was just gonna say it's also nice just to have a nice guy on your side.
Yeah. Nice guys don't keep you alive, though. Can I pull along Dwarvish friend here and speak in Dwarvish and ask him if there's any places to either get to receive magical weapons and or have our weapons imbued with magic?
So, Garlic, tell me about the stone.
Well, he replies in Dwarvish. Let's see. I mean, I don't believe, while we have a smithy out here, they don't really do any enchantment. It's not, really something that happens a whole lot. I mean, I suppose you could, see if there's any works by Tellys. He might have something on that. That is his expertise, after all. Magic items, curses, and the weave in general.
Tellys?
Tellys.
Is there a place around here that sells loot boxes?
The stables, I believe. If you offer, they will give you a shovel, and you can muck out as much loot boxes as your heart desires.
Or less. Sounds like somebody is familiar with Fallout 76. But I asked to Garlic, I say, we do have a few books that we were looking for, or at least we have subjects that we'd like to study. I'm not absolutely familiar with the indexing here and what all you have on hand, but we're on a very particular quest currently. We have a lot of information we were asked to gather for the city of Baldur's Gate by the Flaming Fist, specifically Liara, their current commander. So with all this stuff going on with El Terrell and it being, I don't know if word is caught here about its fall from grace, but it's in a bad spot. And so she's just worried, and so that's why we're doing some of this research on what happened in the past there. Zariel, who is obviously from there, and the plane of hell she currently resides in. So if you have any books on specifically her and her history, or the history of Avernus, that would be most helpful.
Well, as for El Terrell and that whole unfortunate saga, sounds to me like you want to read about the tale of the Hell Riders, and that is certainly a book we have here, and I can have it fetched for you.
Oh.
Do you have anything specifically on the plane of Avernus, or even just the planes of hell in general? The
I do not know
there,
I know the basics as well as anyone, but if you have something specific, you may wish to write your question to Silvira. She is our expert in the Great Wheel of the Plains.
Silvira
Savakas. She is one of the great readers here. She is an expert on the plains. If you have a question about Avernus, if the question is known, if the answer is known, she will be able to tell you where to find it.
She's the one that overlooks this, or is she specifically one of the more knowledgeable monks here, or is she the one that rules over?
She is one of the senior avowed here's who, among their particular area of study, are recognized as leaders in that field. and are also one of the people who oversees the day-to-day operations of Candlekeep.
Out of character, Underdark, is that who we're here to see?
Yes.
Or is that who Liara or whoever told us to see?
Yes, you butchered her name earlier, but yes.
Jesus
what I was
Christ. Yeah, it's. I mean, guys, you should see my handwriting. And I just like, I need to organize. All right. Sylvia. I said, yes, that would be amazing. So is the best way to, you said, ask for a question, contact with her is to write a letter, and who would I be able to entrust that with?
You can give that to
You
me, and I
or
can pass it along. It will get to her. She'll likely have it within the hour. It's up to her, I suppose, as to how long it would take her to reply.
And how do these get you? Are you taking it to her personally, or do you have like runners?
I'll hand it off to a runner.
We do. I do have some very important questions of her, but they're of a sensitive nature, and I don't. I want to try to be discreet, obviously, with who we're dealing with. We don't know anything right now as far as whose motives are what, and so I just want to make sure that it's put it wrong.
You've asked about Avernus and devils and fiends. Yes, I would say that your question is likely to be somewhat sensitive. Perhaps you should make sure to convey that in your letter to her.
I meant in terms of its transportation to her. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't writing this letter. I just want to make sure, how I should word things and how much exposure this would have to whoever. But it sounds like, I trust
I'll hand it off to a runner,
trust this
one of the
guy?
avowed, and it will go into the library. Sorry, who asked that?
Do I trust me?
Make an insight check.
Yeah, I think I do, but, everyone's a traitor in this game.
I was gonna say you can always seal the letter too.
Sure. Well, I'm concerned about it not getting to her more than it getting to her molested. As the goes. Does anyone want to assist me on this?
Yeah, if I can.
I'm okay with insight.
Yeah, sure. They can
I
help
don't know
you,
if
so you
you're
can have
awake
advantage
yet.
on
Wait,
it, Mercius.
I have a +5 roll then.
Yeah, Mercius the one
Well,
that was talking about it, so Mercius, you can make the check with advantage.
Got it. It's all smushed together, yeah? 2d20k each one.
Yes.
It's my sexy modifier. Fuck me.
You get the feeling that this is his job, is to help you guys out. So he's going to make sure that letter gets to where it needs to go.
Well, I wouldn't know anyway, but as long as he's not lying to us from the start, I trust him. But be wary. All right. Well, great. I would love to. I'd be very grateful to write a letter, and if you could see it gets to her, like you said, within the hour, that would be most helpful. We don't know. We're on a bit of a time crunch, and like I said, we have a lot of questions and very few answers right now.
Okay.
So thank you so much, sir. But so book on the Hell Riders. We can ask her about the or we maybe able to talk to her more directly about some of these things. Do you know if you have any book on powerful relics of the area or any sort of lore on possible any rumors, any books on past powerful beings and relics and items?
I do believe
How
we
you-
have one of some of Volo's collection here. I'm sure he has something on magic items.
Well, Stephen King of Dungeons and Dragons.
Basically, yes.
That would be great. Yeah, Ira, you never left the bar, buddy. Also, well, okay, so I guess I'll just narrate to you the letter I'm going to give him before he goes off. But yeah, I'll write more or less that we are. Yo, what's up, Royce?
I just want to make sure
What
I
do you
tell
wanna
him the book that I want
Yeah.
to.
Okay,
Oh,
what book is
yeah.
that?
I'm interested in a book about like I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it. Like, how did you say it earlier? Out of character.
I'm getting you a book on powerful magical relics. That Bolo's guide is I think what you're looking.
Yeah, but I'm also looking. So that book, but I'm also interested in a book about specific relics that are used as prison, like that can hold a celestial or a devil, something like that. If you have any books about that.
That's well.
He kind of thinks, he's like, I think we might have a book on that, something like that.
I would really appreciate.
All right. And so you write a letter, Mercius?
Until I tell you what it says.
Yeah, you should tell me what it says as you hand it to him, I assume.
Yeah, well, yeah, yes. This is happening concurrently, so you can go, I guess, drop that off and put in our order. But yeah, it'll say, illustrious Silvera. I apologize for writing this letter in haste to you. I have a lot of questions. We were sent here by the current commander of the Flaming Fist in Baldur's Gate. With all the tragedies that have happened, events have started to things have started to be put in motion very quickly, and there's fear that that hell is planning to overtake the surface or attempting. We have some very powerful items that we need answers on if we are to help stop this uprising, and we need your help. Signed, hugs and kisses, Mercius, follower of the Trifold God and believer.
Okay.
Live long and prosper. Yeah, something like that. I clippied it halfway through, basically.
Okay. Yeah, so you folded the letter and give it to him. He kind of nods and says,
It's like, it's three fucking pages.
And you get the feeling he's kind of used to people writing long, rambling letters. You know, the field of academics.
Well, it's also bureaucracy. He's like, make your one-shot plea with no back and forth and no context. Good luck. We're in the DMV right now. DMV.
Oh, you guys thought the big bad was some like devil or something? No, it's much, much worse than that. The big bad of the campaign is bureaucracy.
You wait till the end of the year and you get your fucking taxes.
All right, yeah. So he kind of says letter. And says, I'll see if this gets straight to Sulfurous. It will likely take about a half hour to get your books.
Thank you,
Meet me at
sir.
the
And
Pillars of Pedagogy when you are in about a half hour. Yeah, and he kind of trots off. You can see him hand the letter to a runner and, talk to him for a bit. The runner running off towards the Emerald Door and being let in. Garlith disappearing into the door to the north, entering the towers there. So, you guys have, in character, you have about a half hour.
Out of character, is Talise was not an author, right? That was someone who lives and works in Candlekeep, right?
Yes, you mentioned magic items and such, and he suggested you contact Talise.
That was my mistake then.
Yeah, I would like, in character, I'd like to try to seek out Talise then.
Okay. How do you do that?
I might go. I asked Royce. I say to Royce, I noticed you went and spoke with that ogre. Obviously, I don't have the same rapport. It seemed like you two hit it off pretty well. Could you go ask him if he knows the whereabouts of Talise or where we could find him and speak with him?
I can, but he seems like a pretty friendly guy. I feel like if you introduce yourself to him and talk to him, he'd probably tell you.
Yeah, I don't feel like...
I start laughing really hard in the background.
I just feel like it'd be better off since you already have a rapport with him, rather than me walking up and being like, "Hey, do you know where this person is?" You know?
Then don't say it like that.
Well,
but yes, I'll go with you.
I appreciate that.
I grab Magic by the shoulders and gently nudge him to the back of the bar towards the ogre. Pat him on the butt and say, "Go get him, Tiger."
Yeah, I think you should do this. Out of character, you should do this. Role play this.
Royce, what was his name?
Little one.
Yeah, little one.
Excuse me, Mr. Little One?
What? He looks around and putting his book down. Oh, sorry, I was distracted by the book. Terribly sorry about that. Who are you? I don't think we've met.
My name's Magic. I'm not really good at meeting new people, but my friend Royce spoke with Stone.
Well, there's nothing to fear here. Please, sit. I like meeting new people. And if you're a friend of Royce, I'd be happy to make a friend of you as well.
Oh, wonderful. So I'm assuming you're quite familiar with the Candlekeep, correct?
The parts of it that I've been in, yes. There's quite a bit to it, though. That's still a mystery. He kind of winks at you.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm wondering if you've met or have heard of Talise?
Yes. Talise of Ost. He's the one who helped me with this, and he taps on the, jewelry he's wearing. He's an expert on, arcane items, curses they may carry, the very weave that we all exist in.
Wonderful. That's exactly what I was hoping to speak with him about. Do you know where I could possibly find Talise?
Well, I presume he's somewhere in his laboratory in the inner ward.
In the inner ward? Oh. Do you know of a way I could speak with him?
Well, I suppose you could send him a letter. That usually works pretty well. They are very efficient about getting the letters around here.
Do you know how I could flag down Runder to send him said letter?
I mean, yes, you can simply walk outside, walk up to one, and ask him to if you could convey the letter to Talise. They're usually quite willing to be helpful.
Oh, thank you so much. You are wonderful to speak with and quite helpful. I definitely am looking forward to talking to you again.
Of course, anytime. You're always welcome to sit at my table.
Oh, wonderful. And how is your drink doing? I'd like to buy you another if you are drinking at the moment.
I'm just having some water. Don't want to risk fuzzy head while I'm reading this.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I'll ask the keep to bring you over another water.
As you will.
Okay, and then I walk away. Cool. All right, and then I'd like to get my purple crayons out and write a letter to Talise.
Okay.
We all gather around Magic. It's awesome, man. You did it.
I didn't sound stupid, guys.
Dude, that was great, man, for real. I don't know, that was awesome. Proud of you, buddy.
And so I was like, hey, guys, I know I'm a paladin and all, but, like, I'm also part dwarvish. I'm also dwarvish, mountain dwarf at that. Not very good at writing. I was wondering if someone could help me compose.
I can write the letter.
Thank you. Perfect.
Also, where'd you get crayons?
Oh, you
What's a
didn't know?
crayon?
Come
Pencils.
from the land.
Wax,
What is this magical
Wax
marker you
pencils
call a
existed.
crayon?
wax pencils existed, guys. They just weren't called crayons. That's why I have candles in my bag. Use them as markers.
I take out a
Marker?
facial tissue and dab my.
Quills, pens, like dip pens, ink. That's a thing around this time, as is charcoal. Some people could use colored wax. It wasn't super common, but it could be done.
Call it colored in.
Chalk. Chalk's another really popular.
Yeah, it's wax of color.
Well, I meant for like writing a letter.
I know what you meant. It was a goof. It was a gaff.
Oh, yes.
But anyway, so
Just a
Vagic
goof.
composes or dictates his letter. I compose it, seal it up,
How does it go?
find a runner. Oh yeah, Vagic, what does your letter say? What am I? You dictate it to me. I'll write it down.
Okay. Hello, Talise. As we know, we may have not met, but my name is Vagic. I'm part of a party seeking knowledge from Candlekeep, and I was tasked with finding out knowledge of or acquiring magical weapons or ways to create them. And I heard you are the man to speak to about said thing. So I was hoping to speak with you. We are at the tavern. Whether or not you can come out from the behind the walls or just send us a letter back, either one would be wonderful. I'd love to hear back from you.
Okay.
Do we know that Talise is a man?
Little one did refer to them as a he.
We all at the bar. They all came back, and we're all in the same party again.
Apparently.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna head back
never-
to the pillars of whatever that
We haven't
told us
split.
to meet him.
All right.
Yeah, we're killing a half hour right now.
We're about to
Yeah, we're
hold on
killing.
to this like Talise guy, his info as someone that we might want to ask about said item that we have.
Oh, we should.
Seems like it's pretty
Yeah.
magical, but I don't know if we should include that in the first letter. We might want to see how he responds.
We haven't officially finished the dictation.
This
Yeah,
is true.
so I don't know if we want to put it in yet, or if we want to see where this goes.
Well, I mean, you got to realize the amount of time that has passed. We're only waiting a half hour, so the amount of time that it takes for Vagic to go talk to Little John, come back to the party, dictate the letter. We're closing in on a half hour, so we'll likely just give the letter to Garlic.
Perfect. But with the letter, also like to include that we also have an item that he maybe
Do we want to say that?
just
Party?
something not being
Say what?
specific about it, just saying something. We have something that you may want to be of interest. To try to, instead of try to actually have a face-to-face with this man.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay. So you seal up the letter. About a half hour has passed at this point.
All right, so the party's gonna go meet with Garlic.
Yeah, I would have definitely head back once it started closing it.
All right.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, so you guys walk over to the Pillars of Pedagogy, kind of walk inside the entryway, and you see Garlith kind of standing there and says, "Ah, excellent, you're just in time."
Just in time for the book?
Yes, the books have just arrived.
Oh, perfect.
Indeed. So let's see. He starts handing out books. So it's like, Mercius, let's see, here is the Tale of the Hell Riders.
Does it have a ton of like flames on the cover and stuff?
Yes. Like the airbrushed like motorcycle flames they sometimes have on like tanks. Yeah, it's got like that on the front cover.
I'm all out of mercy. What a shitty movie. I say thank you, sir. I really do appreciate it. This is incredible. It's very helpful.
And let's see.
Is it a hefty tome? Like,
no,
is it
it's
pretty
not.
thick?
It's not a hefty tome. It's more of a maybe 20 pages.
Oh, jeez. Does he also have the book on? Oh, yeah, on like relics and such. The Volo's guide. The Galaxy.
He does. He has a Volo's book of common and uncommon, magical finds, and it's basically a an auctioneer's guide to some of the common and somewhat less common magic items found in Faerun.
I said thank you so much. Do you have anything more specifically on, or would you be aware if there's anything more specifically on very rare items of possibly divine or origin?
Hold on, he's not done handing out books yet. Someone asked for a book about a prison items, right?
That was Royce, yeah.
I did, yeah.
All right, he hands you a book titled Iron Flasks for Dummies.
Well, I said specifically prisons for celestials and devils.
And he taps the book and says, "You're going to want to look at that."
Okay.
Is he like a Mr. Miyagi or is he slow?
Who?
I'm just speaking out of character.
And Underdark was asking who you're referring to, Royce or Garlic?
Oh, dealer's choice, but Garth for sure. Because it's like some of these books sound like a loose interpretation of what we're looking for. So I'm not sure if it's like the answer
You gave him
what
fairly, except for your query about specifically going for the Tale of the Hell Riders. You gave him very broad genres to pull a book for, and that's what he did.
Really? Did
There are that many books about devil and celestial prisons?
Yeah, really didn't give very very broad. That's why I was asking him as opposed to.
I'm not like that is the books he pulled, so.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you should read the books before you judge whether or not he was incorrect in grabbing them.
Don't judge a book by the cover.
That was the whole question I had about the Mr. Miyagi.
I have no idea who that is. I don't get the reference.
Karate
Is that Under not getting the reference, or is that...
That's me not getting the reference. Like, literally, I have no idea who Mr. Miyagi is.
You never seen Karate Kid?
Not the whole thing, no.
Daniel time.
If you've seen it...
Rise up!
You remember, last time I saw any part of it was 15 years ago.
Oh.
We're not going to get into that. We're going to move past that. But...
The general reference is his whole point in the movie is he trains Daniel-san to be a great martial artist by having him do mundane, seemingly unassociated tasks like waxing his fence and the car, or
Yeah,
doing the
no,
fence
this is
waxing
not
car.
that kind of situation. I didn't know that's what the guy's name was. I missed that part of the movie.
Moving on.
Alright, moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
Alright, there was one other book you guys asked for. I can't remember what it was offhand.
We only had the 3 because the other thing I asked about was
He's only
said
given
I
us
should
2.
write a letter. No, it's
No, it was
the
3.
Bolo's
Yeah.
Auctioneer's Guide, the flasks and flagons, and
I missed the other one. I heard the Iron Flask in the Hellrider book.
All right.
But yeah, no, we had 3 books.
Okay. Sorry, I thought there might have been a 4th. I just couldn't remember. All right. So yeah, he hands out the books and tells you, that there are find a comfortable room. You are free to use any of them. He does warn you that inside the rooms are permanently magically silenced, so that you don't have to worry about being disturbed.
No one can hear you scream,
study
huh?
in these rooms, or are we allowed to take these books and find our own space to study within the confines of the fortress?
You are welcome to take them wherever you wish within Candlekeep. Just be aware that you are not allowed to damage, mark, or otherwise modify the books.
We also have another letter for you.
Oh, okay. Who is this one to?
To Talise.
Ah, okay. Yes, I'll see that he gets it as soon as possible.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Well, if there is nothing else, I will see if this letter reaches him.
Thank you, Garlic. We really appreciate your help.
Ah, you're quite welcome.
All of it.
And he starts walking over towards the reader.
As he leaves, I whisper, "Sweep the leg."
Okay. Should we go to this? Should we all go to the same place to read these books, or maybe kind of take our time on our own?
Yeah, now that we kind of have a plan as far as trying to get in touch with Silvira, it's kind of just pissing around until we hear back from her.
Okay.
So I don't know how that happens. I don't know how the letter finds me. Harry Potter thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he explained that to you. A runner will come to you if there's a response.
Oh. Should they? Well,
they know
whatever. We'll deal with that. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Always watching.
I mean,
there's no awesome say.
Yeah, once Garlic has awayed, I will say, guys, I also want to let you know that was that detect magic last 30 minutes? When I first saw Garlic, did he have any magical?
He did not.
Okay. But I'll say, guys, I don't know really what it means, except for just their general protection, but the entire ground of this monastery is magic, or possibly, like a
honestly,
barrier.
My best guess is that it's just supporting him, so if the cliff erodes, they don't all fall in.
Possibly, or to protect them from attack or something like that. It's abjuration.
Yeah.
Typically protective shielding. It's nothing to be super concerned about, but I just wanted to let everybody know, just in case it becomes relevant.
Okay. I'm gonna go off with Tortuga and read.
So has he left yet?
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna ask for a book.
Oh, I mean, he's right over there. You can go flag him down.
Okay, I want that book.
Okay. He says he will go and find that book.
And I go back to the bar and continue drinking.
Alrighty. So...
Henry Davenport?
I was wondering when somebody would read this fine print.
That's amazing.
It's a crazy what you can find on fucking Amazon.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. What was the like? Was it Bigfoot? There's like a Bigfoot sex saga, like a porn novels about Bigfoot on Amazon. Anyway, that's a cul-de-sac that we'll never get out of. I go off and read these two books,
Okay,
or
which
I
one do you read
start with
first?
the Hellrider,
All right.
the concise, the pamphlet, the brochure.
All right, yeah. So you start reading through the Tale of the Hell Riders, and a condensed version of it would be that it was over a century past that the Great Troubles began. Fiends roamed the lands to the north and west of El Terrell. Fields were despoiled, livestock slaughtered, homes razed, and people dragged off to a terrible and unknowable fate. Terror gripped at the hearts of all. The city's cavalry rode across the land, striking down fiends wherever they found them, and suffering fearful losses as a result. Unfortunately, it was never enough. For every fiend they destroyed, it seemed as though two more appeared elsewhere. The ruler of El Terrell at the time, known as the High Rider, asked his people to pray to the gods for aid. They did. And to everyone's immense astonishment, a mighty angel appeared in the city the next day. Her name was Zariel, which means companion of light. Zariel located the gate through which the fiends were entering the material plane, on the fields of the dead west of the city. Zariel declared that she would lead the cavalry into Avernus, destroying the infernal host that was amassing there, and striking a great blow against the forces of darkness. The High Rider sent out the riders of El Terrell, now numbering many thousands, with Zariel at their head, riding a golden mastodon. With a great war cry, Zariel and her army charged through the gate. The legions of Avernus trembled and buckled, but did not crumble. Zariel was defeated, and the remnants of her army returned to El Terrell, overcome with grief at the loss of their glorious general, but confident that the lords of the Nine Hells would think twice about threatening El Terrell again. There were great celebrations to honor the valiant knights of the cavalry, who became known as Hell Riders from that day on. That is the gist of
Is that where it ends?
That's where it ends.
Okay. So it doesn't say anything on like the corruption side of Zariel, or does it say what caused El Terrell to be a target of hell in the first place?
It does not.
Is it? Okay. Well, that was about what I expected from a page book. What does this auction book look like? Is it like organized by rarity of items? Is it just like a list of?
It is
of
basically
things?
like a book you would flip through, and it's like, and each page has like an ink drawing of an item, the name of that item, and kind of like a brief description of what it does, with some notes
Is it like
by
a
Volva.
Sky Mall book?
Yeah, kind of like a Sky Mall book.
Ugh. Is there anything? If I just like skim through it, is there anything that looks particularly of either a divine or hellish origin? Anything that looks rare, or is it all pretty middle grade stuff? Or is it like an index?
there isn't really an index. As for stuff that looks hellish,
Specifically, like, do I see this mace that that Magic has, or
Steve has it now, by the way.
the well, that mace that we found, or the shield of the fallen lord or hidden lord or whatever.
yeah, the shield of the hidden lord is not in there. Let me check on that mace.
Or this, is it all weapons as well, or is it like wondrous relics?
It's actually it's mostly wondrous items. Weapons. Well, there are weapons in there. They're not as many.
And if I could, I guess basically I'll just look for the specific items we have. So the puzzle box, what was it? Maybe even that porcelain dragon mask that I had from Tiamat, if that had anything to do with it. I think that was just fallen off of a person who had, had stolen that coin, or
Okay.
even anything to do with Tiamat the Hells, or any of that. Just anything that came from.
So there's nothing in there about the mace. There
Okay.
is an entry for what are called infernal puzzle boxes. And it looks rather similar to the cube you have. And it's a small, like 5 to 6 inches on a side cube, as it describes. And when closed, is airtight. Each of these cubes has a trick to opening them, which is unique to a particular cube. And these are often used for securing like things that you don't want other people to read. Like if 2 people know the trick to opening it, you can use it as like a secure envelope.
So it's not like a pocket dimension or something that could hold more than.
Correct.
It's not like a parent size.
Its magic is almost wholly contained in making it do its trick.
Impervious.
It is not impervious. They tend to be made out of infernal iron. They can be destroyed, though it takes more than mundane iron. Also, because of the trick, and its infernal nature, failing the trick tends to have negative consequences.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it say anything about that being is it like an enchantment or a ward of the sort, or is it something that's like imbued into the metal itself? Could it be dispelled?
It doesn't really say in particular, though there is like a little note in the margin that's like, it looks like it's been scrawled there, and it says, "Yeah, some trick. If you fuck it up, it melts your brain." And it's just signed V.
I was gonna say, I look up at Ira and just look back down.
Where are you?
I don't know. I assume I probably went back to the bar.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you could see me.
Read up on.
Just
But
one
all right. And I guess nothing else really of interest. Nothing. It has that infernal puzzle box. Is there anything else in there of an infernal nature? Soul coins or that? I feel like we heard about that.
Soul coins are in there as well.
Playing Baldur's Gate 3, I don't know.
Yes, soul coins are in the auctioneer's guide, and it describes them as about infernal iron discs about 5 inches across and about 1 inch thick, inscribed with infernal writing. And each one, when minted, contains a soul. Usually of. And the value of a given coin can depend on which soul it is. If it was like a high priest of some good aligned god and you somehow managed to capture a soul into a soul coin, that would be worth a little more than Bob the Farmer. And, it does remark that Again, there's another note in the margin as this V apparently was fond of writing, in saying, only an evil person would really like think to imprison a soul this way.
Yeah, like a double. Do I know anything about infernal iron, like and its properties, other than obviously being stronger than regular iron?
Make an Arcana check.
Ooh, I'm great at all these. Talk. I didn't build this character to learn.
Is Merce reading this book out loud?
Presumably, you're all in the bar, like flipping through it at a table.
Oh.
No, but I do mouth words when I fuck off.
I just mentioned to Merce, I'm like, hey, that boy Vagic over here has an adamantium sword. Might be a little stronger than infernal iron. I don't know.
Woo! Yeah, it's good at breaking shit.
I mean,
Yeah, where'd you get that?
I gave it to him.
Yeah.
I stole
Where'd
it.
you get
I stole it
that?
at the house we almost burnt down.
That's like 3 or
That
4
house
sessions ago.
Did burn down.
I never remembered him getting an adamant. Those things.
That was like a month ago.
You
Whack the box.
you weren't
No,
there.
I'm
I
not
think.
saying it didn't. Yeah, well, that doesn't mean I don't. I remembered it. Like, fuck off. Huh? I forget things.
No, you might have left. I think you left early. I think that's what
I mean,
happened.
it doesn't matter. I just didn't remember us having one because that certainly is helpful.
Yeah,
I
the Vagic,
I don't
now
want to. That's great. Well,
You
I
can
don't
critical
want
strike
to
the door,
try.
the table.
I
I
don't
don't
want to,
want
by the way.
to try to hit this this thing because of the protection it has against it. Also, I don't know, whatever would say I express to everyone. But that's good to know. I still want to get some questions answered on this thing before I try to fuck with it.
An adamantium sword isn't actually like magical or like strong against devils. It literally just means like it's harder to break it, and it does critical damage against objects. That's all an adamantium.
I was saying puzzle box
Right,
is an object.
but
It's just an idea for later on if needed.
Yeah,
It would insta crit the box.
I was gonna say, if the question is, is it strong enough to break a more powerful form of iron, then it is helpful. Adamantium is the only thing that can damage constructs of golems and the like, other than magical items. So it's our next best bet that we have such. Still,
Except for you just said it right there.
Yeah,
You just
I
said
don't
it.
want to
Magical item.
Well, from what I understood, it was this thing is out of our league right now. We're not getting into it, but that's just good. That's good to know. We got a siege sword.
How does he spit the coins out of his mouth?
Carefully.
All right.
It keeps that room at a balmy 120 degrees, so they're semi-liquid right now.
So, and then you guys get to the third book, the Iron Flasks for Dummies. And you realize that this is a basic description book covering what's known as a magic item, a legendary magic item known as the Iron Flask. And the Iron Flask is interesting because it can be used to contain just about any creature, including, and it says, and it's listed here, it's like, creatures known to be containable within an iron flask. Demons, genies, greater and lesser devils, elementals, planetars, solars, and Yugoloths.
Oh.
And there's like a chapter heading where it's like, gives like a basic description of, how it worked, like, to hold, each of those types of creatures. The way it describes it is that once trapped, a creature remains in the flask until it's released, though the flask can only hold one creature at a time. Creatures trapped in a flask don't need to breathe, eat, drink, nor do they age. They're essentially held in stasis.
Well, we're not reading. What do you got to say about this? Is it Royce? Royce.
Yeah, Royce.
How's that book?
What do you think about the book?
Man? Hope it's more helpful than mine.
I feel like you're muted, so no one can hear you.
What? Sorry, what was the item called again? I'm trying to write it down.
The item is called an iron flask.
It's a Marvel super.
The book basically talks about the iron flask, which sounds very similar. Oh wait, I go back to the bar to tell them. Yes. But so I tell them basically like the book describes the iron flask, which can hold demons, greater, lesser. I tell them all the stuff that you said. Basically, just tell them, while this doesn't sound like it's describing exactly what Andrew is contained in, it sounds like it's essentially has the same property. Does it say anything about how to release someone from the iron flask, or is it just like...
Yes, you simply remove the stopper and point it, and
okay,
the
so that's...
creature is released.
Can I look at Andrew and see if there's like a cork in him anywhere?
Sure, make an investigation check.
Can I help him look for this cork?
Sure, you can make that check with advantage.
Look for a zipper.
I feel like I know the answer.
And Royce, you're kind of looking over, you just hear this voice in your head like, I sincerely hope it wasn't that simple and no one has simply noticed a cork in the side of the shield.
Did you try turning it off and turning it back on again?
What did I do wrong?
Everything. No space between the D2 and the D.
And well, let's see how this goes.
16.
All right, yeah, you don't really get anything new looking at the face on it. Looks like it might be frowning a bit more than usual.
I look at Andrew and I'm like, do you have a butthole in this thing? Like, is that where they stuck it? Where do you poop out of this?
Fortunately, one benefit to being discorporated into a shield is I no longer need to defecate.
Makes sense.
I love he was just like, it's in here with me.
Does the shield feel thick?
It feels not any thicker than a normal shield of this type would be.
Oh, like there's nothing that could be inside of it. Okay.
No. Does the book say anything about how a flask is created? Is the flask able to be transmuted into other? Like, could you trap someone in this thing like a Ghostbuster situation and then make it into another object, or can you make things out of it? Is it a material or a enchantment?
No, it's a physical flask. Like, this is a magic flask that someone apparently found and did a bunch
Does it
of
say
research
anything about similar items or anything?
It does note that it was found in the marketplace of Sigil. And
so this isn't talking about these things as objects that can be made. It's just talking about one specific one that was found and what it did. Oh, that's never mind. I thought it was dictating these like they were producible artifacts.
I didn't think we could make one of these.
Well, no, we don't. I don't say we had the means, but if we knew how the process of making, if it was enchanted, if we knew how because that is clearly not this. If there's only one flask, they do the same thing, but that's it. I was just seeing if it was helpful to us at all. Or really.
What does it say about? Does it say anything specific about? Where did you say it was found in Sigil?
Yeah, Sigil. It's essentially the city at the center of the Outlands, kind of a crossroads between the planes. And it notes that given the types of creatures that it can work on, it's likely that this emerged somewhere out of the Blood War.
So it doesn't say that it's like an extraplanar item that was made.
Well, that's exactly what it's saying. It's saying that
Yeah.
it's an item probably not originating from the material plane.
Okay.
And was likely involved in the blood war between devils and demons.
Outworld.
Does
That's
this-
for Shang Tsung.
That's what I was thinking. We had to go to Mortal Kombat.
All right, guys. Look out for dudes with pointy teeth and bone arms.
So it doesn't say anything else about, like, is there any deity maybe that it's associated with? Like, any guesses about maybe which faction, like demons or devils, made it? Or
It doesn't mention that in the book, but you can make an Arcana check real quick.
we have a plus nothing. 18 though.
18. So 18 Arcana would tell you that demons are chaotic forces of destruction. They don't make anything like this. This is the only time like demons that would be producing like items like this would be like demon lords. But usually they're doing it in conjunction with somebody else. They are chaos.
Corrupting someone else.
They are
chaos
forces
embodied.
of entropy personified.
Yeah.
Devils, on
But
the
what about
other
the other
hand, while they
Lawful
are
evil.
they are lawful. And the legions of hell tend to be fairly well equipped. They build forts and fortresses. They equip armies. They have infernal machines all throughout the hells and fortresses and the like. So, your Arcana would kind of indicate that it's likely more of an infernal nature than an abyssal one.
Then I would like to ask Andrew how long he's been trapped in this shield.
That is a good question. Let me see if I have that information.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can imagine that as such. I mean, with I show everyone about the soul coins and everything. That's this kind of a similar process. I don't know if this shield is made of infernal iron, but we're basically at the same point we started, which is that we've got to find an angel or a demon to.
Yeah, he kind of goes silent. He kind of ponders this question and comes back and says, "Well, I do not have the exact time, but I would estimate it has been perhaps 30 of your years."
So did you fight in the blood war between the devils and the demons?
Of course.
So do you know anything about this item?
An iron flask?
Yes. Do you know anything about the iron flask?
No, but as far as I'm aware, it did not originate with us.
Okay, how...
You ask him if he knows who might be able to free him, like where.
He doesn't. I've asked him that before. He doesn't know anything about how to get... So, okay, this would be helpful, Andrew. How well, like, connected were you, like... How powerful? Like, so, what's... Zariel? Is that the girl in charge of first level of hell? Everest? Zariel?
Yes.
So, do you know Zariel?
Not particularly, no.
So, she came along after you were put into the shield?
You misunderstand. She issued her orders. We followed them. I did not have a personal relationship with her.
So you are not, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but you are not some, like, hyper-powerful elite devil lord in charge of a level of hell or anything like that. You are more similar to a member of the infantry or, like, a a soldier or a laborer or?
I doubt that you could contain a Lord of Hell in a shield such as this.
So this shield is less powerful than what it sounds like the book is describing in Iron Flask, because the Iron Flask says it can contain greater and lesser devil.
Indeed, though I don't think they tested it on somebody such as Zariel or Asmodeus himself. I doubt
Asmodeus
that it would
is
succeed.
So you don't even think the Iron Flask could contain Zariel?
I don't know for sure. I doubt it.
Okay. Do you think it could contain you? Are you a lesser or a greater devil?
Oh, I'm the greatest devil.
Hell yeah.
You just said that you took orders.
We all take orders. Aren't you here under orders?
I never said I was the greatest halfling.
Why not? You
'Cause
carry
I'm
me
not.
around, aren't you? Doesn't that make you the greatest halfling by association?
I mean, yeah, you're pretty fucking cool, I'll be honest.
He's at least
I'm just-
half the greatest halfling.
I'm just trying to figure out... I don't know, I'm just trying to figure out... I mean, not even that I'm sure... knowing you're a devil, it's probably not the smartest move to get you out of the shield, but I want to at least know how, if that makes sense. I want to know more of what is going on, and I feel like if we can figure out who or how you were put in this shield, and who or how to get, who could get you out or how to get you out, I feel like that could help lead us to some answers. And I don't know. I just want more information, and I feel like it feels like I'm just kind of stuck in place when it comes to this stuff right now. And I felt like maybe this place could help, and it feels like this hasn't been as helpful as I thought it could. Because this Iron Flask, you're saying you don't actually think it could even contain a greater devil, and you're saying...
I think you misunderstand what is meant in that book by a greater devil.
Okay, what's the difference between a greater devil?
He begins lecturing to you. He takes on like this, like almost teacher like clauses. Devils follow a strict hierarchy. The lesser devils, starting at imps, are generally considered to be composed of spined, bearded, barbed, chain, and bone devils. The greater devils are those such as the horned devils, the Irinis, the ice devil, and at the top of that particular part of the food chain, the generals of the infernal army, the pit fiends.
Are you a pit fiend?
Yes.
Thank God. Okay, that's something. You are powerful then. You are pretty high up.
As I said, I am the
you're
greatest of demons. Or devils.
Well, then what's Zariel? Because she's above you, right?
Yes. And she is the Duchess of Avernus.
So there's no one in between you and Zariel.
Rank-wise, no.
We don't hear him talking.
I'm telling you guys everything that he...
I just mean like...
No, he's only saying his half.
His half is said out loud. Mine's in his head.
Yeah, but I'm telling you guys everything that's happening. That's just very difficult to roleplay.
I hope we're not still in the bar.
You are. You're at the stable. Talking to the sheep.
Out of character, I would like to say that I think he meant by the greatest devil that he was just, he's very proud of himself, and he was using a colloquialism.
I think he meant he's as powerful a devil that the Iron Flask could hold.
Really...
And that's when you guys hear this person kind of clearing their throat behind you, and you see this Garlith standing there.
He beat my passive perception of 12.
Yes.
as you were having
my
a
passive
marital...
perception of 17.
No, he didn't beat 17.
You're intoxicated.
Yeah, so
Oh, I'm sorry,
you
18.
gave
My
me
bad.
some-
Anyway, so
Wow.
he simply holds out a folded piece of parchment to you, Mercius, and says, "It would appear that Silvira has sent a reply."
It up and say, "Why is there a middle finger on here?"
Well,
No,
you
I
open it up, and
and-
there's two pieces of parchment. The first simply says, "Come see me at once," signed S. The parchment behind that appears to be a note basically saying to the guardian of the Emerald Door, let these people enter to come see me. It appears
All
to
right.
be like a hall pass.
Yeah, special permissions, baby. I Bugaboo Rock. I turned to Garleaf and said, "Thank you so much for your assistance on this. You know, you've been more than gracious. I may I return the books to you that I have checked out. I've
Of course. I'll see that
finished
they're
them
taken
and
care of.
everything. Thank you very much again for all your help. Are you finished
I
up
want
with your
more
book
books.
as well, Royce?
What about Royce?
Are you finished with your book?
So frustrating.
You don't have to be finished. I'm just meaning he's here, and so you're done. It's
No.
easier, so we don't have to remember to return it before we leave. But you can also keep it.
I feel like we should spend more than just today.
Yeah, that was the
I-
plan. That's why I'm getting
yeah.
books.
agree.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
I was just
I think
saying
this
for your
book
own convenience, buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I think I'm done.
Yeah, he agrees to take it.
Then I put in more requests.
Okay. Yeah, he takes your requests. And okay.
Should I write my request, or can I request another book as well?
You can request your books. You should probably just write them in chat. Be easier that way.
That's why I'm googling pictures of books that I want.
But yeah, you got this this hall pass. So what do you guys do?
How much time has passed since we've awoken, started this whole conversation?
It's a little bit past lunchtime.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, guys.
Time for my fourth round.
We had a reply from Silvira. She wants to see us at once, so she understands the urgency. We have permission to. We have passage through the Emerald Gate. Pay your tabs. Everybody ready to move?
Absolutely.
I'm not
All
fucking
right.
around.
Okay. So you guys go to the Emerald Gate. There you can see the keeper of the Emerald Door. You present the letter. He kind of gives it a critical eye, nods, and waves you through the door as it opens.
Rolled a natural
before you.
20.
Yes.
I imagine. I can't help but imagine the Emerald Door from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does tell you how to get to Silvira's laboratory.
Laboratory.
We get there.
Okay. So you
Following his instructions
is
exactly.
All right, you follow it exactly, and it seems to take you on a very efficient though winding path through the various circular towers, ending up near the top of one of the spires. And as you open the final door and enter the laboratory, you can see that the walls of this circular tower chamber are punctuated by arched windows that are currently shuttered. Bookcases filled with eldritch volumes stand between the windows, while tables are crowded with specimen jars, alchemical equipment, and other clutter. Engraved onto the floor of this chamber is a large 9-pointed star. A middle-aged tiefling, dressed in wizardly robes, stands by one of the windows, seemingly caught in a fugue of intense contemplation. Perched on the corner of a table nearby is a spindly little demon with warped green skin, buggy eyes, thin black horns, and a whip-like tail. And then the woman speaks. I can't tell you how pleased I am to see you. What have you brought me? And that is where we will call it for the evening.
Justice.
Did